Off the top at 6, we begin this hour of news with a live look at the devastating disaster left behind when parts of a Surfside condominium collapsed, leaving South Florida and the world shocked.
A heartbreaking scene. Medical examiners' vans leaving the site of the collapse as first responders search for survivors all night long.
And we want to show you a live look at the reunification center where hundreds have anxiously been waiting on any word regarding their missing loved ones.
And here's what we know so far this morning. At least 2 people have passed away. Rescue crews are still searching for 99 people. They are still missing right now. And at least 35 people have been rescued from that building. We also know Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency, and President Joe Biden has approved federal support. Good morning, everybody. Local officials say it could be days before they determine exactly what caused that condo to crumble. And thanks for starting your day with us. I'm Alex Diarmas.
And I'm Vanessa Borge, and we have complete coverage of this catastrophic collapse. And we're going to begin with 7's Elitza Bezios. She is live in Surfside as a massive rescue mission continues this morning. Elitza.
I'm going to just step out of the way right away so you can see what is happening here behind me. As you said it, this massive search and rescue continuing as hope also continues that they find survivors underneath this rubble. The search for survivors at what's left of the Champlain condo building in Surfside going well into the night and into the early morning hours. A heartbreaking find by first responders last night. A body pulled from the rubble, the northeast corner of the condominium, collapsing around 1:30 Thursday morning while residents were fast asleep.
We opened up the door from our apartment and there was a huge pile of rubble.
As you went down the stairway for the exit emergency ramp, everybody was screaming and panicking.
The collapse drew out a massive search and rescue operation from all corners of South Florida. First responders using flashlights to search for survivors in the dark. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue in the building's basement, wading through water to find survivors. At one point, pulling a young boy from the rubble and rushing him to safety.
We conducted an assessment, sonar and search cams on the top of the rubble. Sonar is those listening devices.
Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava saying at least 100 people have been accounted for, but around 100 are still missing. She says the work will not stop.
Firefighters, men and women, are working around the clock. A huge task force of people that are continuing there right now, working. They're going to work all through the night.
Firefighters using their ladder trucks to rescue residents from the top floors, and dogs spotted down below to help search for survivors. The cause of the collapse is still unknown, but Surfside Mayor Charles Burkett says work was underway on the roof. He says the building was also due for an inspection this year.
The bottom line is that's not an old building, and 40-year inspection or not, that kind of thing should not be happening. Rescue operations forced to take a pause yesterday. Firefighters stopping to spray down the site after concerns a fire was sparked somewhere in the rubble. Governor DeSantis toured the debris, promising state assistance to the operation. In the meantime, family and friends are holding out hope that their loved ones survived the collapse and are waiting to be rescued beneath the debris.
Only God is the one who saved them. So you never lose hope, and I'm not losing my hope.
Families, friends not losing out hope. These first responders and our community, I think it's fair to say, not losing out hope because these families need our support as these rescue crews, as they work to find who they can find underneath that rubble. Happening now behind us, you can see there are some of the heroes who have been working tirelessly to locate whoever they can find under that rubble. We just saw a Miami-Dade fuel tanker here going back and forth, assuming helping fuel up some of the trucks. Possibly, we will remain here and bring you the latest. For now, we are live in Surfside. Elitza Bezios, Today in Florida.
All right, Elitza and rescue crews working through the night all night long to find any survivors trapped underneath all that rubble. 7's Katrina Bush continues our team coverage this morning with much more. Katrina?
Well, officials have emphasized and made it very clear that this work will continue nonstop until everyone is accounted for. They did caution the search efforts could take days.
It's a race against time for first responders. Dozens of Miami-Dade fire rescue members, plus other first responders, have the near impossible task of rescuing survivors a full day after the Surfside condo collapse.
The level of exhaustion is enormous. As soon as they come out, they're carrying, 80 pounds worth of gear. They're carrying, protective equipment. They're carrying concrete saws. Everything has to be manually because of the sheer threat of a building that is unstable looming over them as they are crawling and tunneling under debris.
They're getting assistance from the state and sympathy from Florida's fire marshal and CFO, Jimmy Petronis.
The best I've seen in humanity is what's happening right behind me. The task force from Tampa and St. Petersburg and Clearwater are going to be here. You'll see the task force here from Jacksonville. They're going to be coming to back up these guys so they get a little bit of a break.
And they'll need it. This is some of the 60 to 70 rescuers working 2 shifts in the Champlain South Tower basement parking garage, doing all they can under a structure that's already come down once, amid water, rubble, and uncertainty.
I'm hopeful, but reality is when we look at the rubble across the street, it's possible that there may not be any survivors or many, but I remain hopeful. We have to stay hopeful at this point.
So fire rescue leaders have said the only thing that can put a pause on their search and rescue efforts is bad weather, specifically lightning, if that makes it unsafe to continue. Otherwise, again, this will continue around the clock. We're live in Surfside. Katrina Bush, Today in Florida.
Katrina, thank you for that. And it's been a long 24 hours for families waiting to hear about their missing loved ones, many hoping and praying for a miracle. 7's Ethan Calloway is live at the Reunification Center where those families have gathered. And Ethan, we report on miracles every day. We are holding out hope for these families.
That's exactly right, Vanessa. And if you talk to these families, that's exactly their sentiment, too. It's definitely quieter here at the Reunification Center this morning. But again, those we've spoken with say they are holding out hope they will be reunited with their loved ones. The names keep coming, along with their photos.
My mom's name is Magali Delgado.
This is Julio Velasquez, Angela Velasquez, and Terry.
Luis Alberto, Sofia, Luigi, Anita.
I just want to hug my mom, and I just want to see her again.
Their mothers, fathers, newlyweds. These are some of the people who are missing after the Champlain Tower in Surfside partially collapsed Thursday morning.
But Brad is the type, he's so agile and he's so strong, mentally and physically, that he would be hanging on to something. He'd be climbing on a crane. He'd be banging. He'd be thinking on his feet.
Families and friends are hopeful rescue crews will find them. Sabrina Campbell is searching for her friends Nicole and Roslyn Menasherov. The couple got married just a few weeks ago.
Hopefully they, underneath there, safe.
My mom is just the best person in the world. Her name is Judy Spiegel, and we have not stopped giving hope that she's there and alive, and we're just praying and praying.
Soraya Cohen is at the Reunification Center looking for information about her husband, Brad.
And they've been so emotionally supportive, and everybody's so loving and so supportive, but they have no information for the family, and all they say is, well, it's not safe to go in and rescue.
She's begging for more to be done at the site of the destroyed building.
I want to implore the search and rescue to go in.
Families have so many emotions as they wait for any news about the people they love.
You feel two emotions. You feel that you hope for a miracle and you believe in God's grace. And I believe in my mom's grit and fort and strength and resilience. But at the same time, you feel that if that didn't occur, that she didn't feel a thing, And she's in God's arms and grace right now.
So people can get here to the Family Reunification Center if needed. Of course, the address is 9301 Collins Avenue. It is open once again to all the loved ones of those who are still missing. You can also call the phone number 305-614-1819. We're live in Surfside this morning. Ethan Calloway, Today in Florida.